Hey everybody, I'm the Rust Mechanic, and today I'm going to take a look at Newage's H58 Balin and H59 Dwalin. It's legend scale versions of Huffer and Pipes from the Transformers G1 cartoon. Before I get into it, I do want to give a shout out to ShowZ Store, which is where I got these guys from. If you haven't checked out their website, please go ahead and check them out. They've got excellent pricing, awesome customer service, real fast shipping and packaging. And of course, if you are shopping on the website, you can use my code RUSTY at the top of their website. They've got a field up there that says support your favorite reviewer, and you can put the word RUSTY in there, which helps to support my channel. And with all that stuff out of the way, let's get into it. First thing we'll take a look at real quick is just the box. Typical stuff from Newage. Especially in these twin packs, so they actually have a picture of Huffer or Balin on one side with Pipes on the other side. Huffer's on top, Pipes is on the bottom. Interestingly enough, they decided to go with Pipes on the back of this box for the artwork. Typical stuff, like all of this is their figures. There's Bumblebee, Beachcomber, Swerve, Outback, Power Glide. Like, these are all mini bots that you can get from Newage right now, and some of these are still available on ShowZ's website, so you can go check that out if you want. Normal packaging, nice cool artwork on the front. I thought what was interesting actually was they've got Huffer on the left and Pipes on the right, but they've reversed them here in the packaging, and I have actually tried to put them in the opposite positions, but they're actually shaped to the shape of each figure in the box, so you can't actually switch them around, which is a little annoying. That does also speak to something else I'll get into as I'm going through the review, but they could have very easily just redone the mold on one to the other, but as you can see in some of the details in the box, they're not exactly the same. So even the transformations are different, which of course I'll go in through for each one of them. All that aside, let's just go ahead and dig right into it. One of the irritating things I did find with the packaging for the box was, because both the figures, there you go, both the figures are slightly different, they actually have different transformations, and that means that they stuffed two full sets of instructions in the box, which makes it really difficult to get all this stuff back in the box. I think the box was actually originally designed maybe for one set of instructions instead of two, but as you can see, this one's gotten a bit mangled up. Anyway, so you do get a set of instructions for each one of them. Not going to go over that. Whole bag of accessories, which also poses an interesting conversation, but we'll get into that a little later. And typical bubble packaging from ShowZ. Each one of them comes individually wrapped. Let's go ahead and take a look at Huffer first, because I'm sure that's the one we're more interested in than anything. Oh, that reminds me, I have to get... Oh, I'm going to have to run into the basement and grab David or Optimus Prime from Newage, because it comes in, both of them come in the box in alt mode. So here's Huffer in his alt mode. Some really nice, again, paint applications on the Newage stuff is really, really nice, especially like these grill and light details in the front. It is a silver painted grill in the front. It's a light blue, chrome blue for the windows. Again, these are all painted. The pipes that become his arms, they're painted silver. The part back here is a high gloss. Actually, all the orange is kind of high gloss in certain areas, or most of it overall. There are some areas where it's not as high gloss, like back here in the legs and that, but for the most part, it's mostly a high gloss orange. It's really, really nice. It pops really well. It comes right out of the cartoon. Plastic wheels on metal pegs, so it does wheel very freely. No complaints there. Underside looks really good. Everything's tucked away. You can kind of make out the hips and the torso folded up in here. But it is a really tidy package. Nothing sticking out off the bottom, nothing grotesque. Very, very good. Anyway, so it does come in the box like this, and it is set up this way because this particular part here, which actually folds away, it becomes the feet, and I'll show how that works in a second. Newage's David, their Optimus Prime, the trailer that he comes with can actually hook into this, so you can recreate that scene in the cartoon where Huffer is actually towing Optimus's trailer around. I'll actually just pause for a second. I'll actually go get the trailer. I meant to get the packaging before I started this video.
A few moments later.
Okay, so just ran downstairs and grabbed Optimus's David's trailer, whatever you want to call it. I don't think I've actually opened this thing up, to be honest. Maybe I did. Anyway, so the peg on the bottom of the trailer, it is supposed to just fit into... oh, you know what? I bet you it's one of those things where you have to open this up. Open this up. There is a peg there that is holding it together. So I'm willing to bet you have to open this up, put this in, and then close. Yep, that's exactly what it is. And there you go. So now you can actually, right, tow the trailer around for that one time. What was that, like in the first 2 episodes or something? And Optimus got blown out of the mine shaft with Roller, and Huffer towed away his trailer for him. So anyway, it's a very cool feature, and now that I've done this, I don't know how to... How do you... Okay, that's a little more difficult than I thought. Anyway, so you do just have to separate it to get the trailer to move away. Anyway, it's a very cool feature, but from the cartoon, the alt mode doesn't look like this. So you can actually, if you choose, again, separate this apart. There's like the only thing you have to do when you get them out of the alt mode. So just rotate it 90 degrees and then fold that part down and then rotate it again 90 degrees flush to the back and do the exact same thing with the other one. Rotate it out, put that piece down, rotate the back. And this does become the foot, by the way, and now you have this look. Which is what I remember from the cartoon, right? Is that's what it looked like. So if I display him in alt mode, which I probably don't because I don't have a second one, I would display him this way. Anyway, very cool figure. Let's go ahead and get into the transformation. Again, very simple, easy transformation from Newage. There was one tricky part with the cab that I'll go through slowly and show it to you that threw me off, even when I looked at the instructions. Again, the instructions aren't very clear, but when are they? So the first thing you want to do is you want to break the legs away. So there's a tab in the top of each knee, basically. And you just want to break the leg away like that and then rotate the legs away. Tab on either side here. You want to fold those underneath just to tuck them away. We'll separate the pipes, which are the hands. As you can see, they're actually pegged into the back of the cab. So we're just going to separate those pegs away and rotate the hands out. This piece here that you just folded those 2 tabs under just folds up against the back of the cab. Then we're going to basically explode the cab. So we're going to open it all up to expose everything. And this basically just makes everything come loose. So now you just want to open up, you want to flatten out this whole thing like that. And then rotate out the bottom half of it so that now you're exposing Huffer's upper chest and head. The interesting part about this is that there's like a double pivot here. As you can see, this orange part that's pinned into the purple part. You actually need to pull it up so that you're, again, exploding out the entire cab. And then this whole thing just starts to implode, if you will, over the head. Excuse me, over the head. Before you do that, you do want to rotate. The head is flat. So you just want to rotate the head forward. And then you can just bring this entire thing down and just start closing it. And you'll see that this tab goes into this slot, and this tab goes in onto that slot for the doors, and just closes everything up. As simple as that. And now you have Huffer's head assembly. So the confusing part for me was that back part that pulls forward to flip the cab around, but it was also the arms, and I don't know why I couldn't figure out. It's like blatantly obvious to me now, but obviously the arms need to be up here, so these actually just swing away to hide the wheels in behind the chest, but as you're doing it, you just want to rotate the arms down and push it into place. As you can see, there's a tab right here on the side of his chest, so that as you rotate that half of the chest around and rotate the arm down, then it tabs and locks into place. Huffer's backpack just sort of clips into the back when you rotate it back, so now you've got that part. Sorry, when it comes in the box, the legs are tabbed together, but obviously they may pop apart as you're doing the transformation, so you do need to untab them, obviously, for the legs. And the last part is these wheels actually get tucked away as well, so you want to open the back of the leg, rotate the wheel in, close it up, close. Sometimes they get stuck. And do the exact same thing on the other side. Just like that. And there he is. Rotate the elbows around. Right, you'll need to reposition the elbows, reposition the... Oh no, the hands are in the right position. I think I rotated this one out of position then. There we go. And there you go. Like, that's a very Huffer rendition, right? Paint applications are... Like, this looks to me like Fans Toys rig. Is that what he was called? These paint applications look like that Fan Toys version of Huffer, right? These purples and that. Lots of cool details, line details in the legs, details around the torso. Right? There's got like a diamond shape in the lower torso area. His arms, right? I mean, like what I remember out of the cartoon, right? They were spindly arms with, fragile looking elbow joints. I'm giving away some of the articulation there. Head sculpt is just really good. Right, the diamond eyes, the cheekbones, right, the square nose, chrome blue for the eyes as well, like same as the windows. Like this is very, very good looking figure. A little bit of line paneling in the chest, but it's almost hidden away by, like it almost looks like it should be part of the details of his chest. So they've done a really, really good job on this figure. I really, really like this. I'm really going to enjoy putting this on my display case once I get done with this. Let's go ahead and check out the articulation. So the head is on a ball joint in here. It's a bit of a pain in the butt because of the cab, but you can get in there, with a... I know this seems stupid, right? But, you get in there with a spudger or whatever, and you can move the head around. You can hook into the cheekbones and stuff to get it positioned where you want, right? Do that. I mean, obviously that's a bit extreme. I mean, if you really, really wanted to, obviously you could explode out the cab, right? Just to be able to get at the head and then put it back together whatever way you want, right? Again, it's not a overly complicated transformation, so it's easy to do. The shoulders are on a bit of a like a pivot and a ball joint, I guess. I guess it is a ball joint, but there is like a pivot here, so you can get some upward motion like that. Obviously, you can't reach directly over his head because the cab gets in the way, but you can very easily get 360-degree rotation on the arm. As with most Legends scale stuff, right, the hands are fixed, but they are pegs at the end of the arm, so you can rotate the hands around whatever way you want. As I just kind of showed previously, right? I mean, there's a double elbow bend here, which is like for a figure of this size, this scale, I don't know what else you want. And just fantastic stuff. Legs go all the way out to the side, and they are on a pivot joint here, front to back, right? So they will actually rotate all the way to the front, and it will rotate all the way to the back. Knee is, I can't remember now. Is this a double? Yeah, this is a double as well, right? So the stuff that Newage is doing here with articulation and details and transformation engineering is just continuously blowing my mind. Right, you've got an ankle rocker because of the way that they built in the clip transformation for the trailer hookup. There isn't any ankle rocker forward or back. I believe, I mean, you can work in, there's not really an ab crunch, right? You're just rotating there, but there is a waist swivel. So yeah, there's no ab crunch there, but again, for a mini bot to figure this size, it's probably a lot to ask for. Anyway, just an all round outstanding figure. Cannot say enough about it. Let's go ahead and take a look at pipes as well, and then we'll get into the accessories. So like I said, the pipes transformation is a little bit different, although it comes in the box the same way in that it's got the David's trailer hookup mode, basically. So if you don't like that, again, just split them apart, rotate them 90 degrees, close them up, and put them flush. Basically looking like feet on the bottom there, right? So a little bit of a slightly different design, right? Like the cab's a different design, the pipes are a different design, and it all leads into a different transformation. The back of this is different as well. Details like these lights at the top, I'm not sure that they were on Huffer. There's the M detail. I can't remember what that was from. I remember that was some type of, I can't remember if that was a company logo or was some callback in the cartoon to something else. Somebody had to leave something in the comments to remind me what that M logo was for. Different detail on the front, right? Different grille on the front, along with silver lights and a silver bumper. This is all painted in here. The windows are different too. They're actually translucent blue windows instead of like the chrome blue that's on Huffer. So, nice job again on Newage to take two figures that were obviously the same mold as the toy, but give a different twist on each one of them and give us two unique figures, including two unique transformations. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get into that. So it starts off the same way in that you want to break the shins free from the back of the cab, and then just rotate the legs forward to get them out of the way. The pipes, the hands are actually tucked in underneath this, so you just slide them out, and we'll just rotate them out of the way like that. Then you can break the cab. So the cab actually lifts up and out. And you're literally, again, same idea. You're just exploding the whole cab out to reveal the head of pipes right here. And straighten out most of that piece. So the arms are interesting on this. So this screw that's here is part of the shoulder mechanism, and you need to rotate the base of the shoulder that's underneath the screw 180 degrees. So you're basically raising the arms up to the top like that. Let's see if I can show it clearer on this side. So you're just rotating that entire mechanism up to the top like that, basically getting the arms out of the way. Then you want to take the base part that was the truck that the shins were hooked into, just lift it out 90 degrees, and this rotates around the waist, right? So this is the only part that you're moving. You're not moving the upper or lower torso, just this piece. And it rotates all the way around 180 degrees to get it to the back. Keep the cab up out of the way, and you can rotate this piece up 90 degrees, and the cab will lock in onto that in a second. So you can bring the cab down on top of that. And this can get a bit finicky as well. So you just want to get the cab on top of it. But you'll notice that the chest is separated. The upper half of the chest is separated from the lower half. This piece in the middle is a slider, so you need to just push down. And I will tell you, the first time I did this, it was a pain in the ass. It was kind of locked into place, and I had to put a lot of pressure on it. But after a couple of transformations now, it just slides down neatly into place, which helps the cab to lock into place. Again, you got to, there we go, kind of work at it, but you'll feel it click into place. There we go. And then arms are already in place, but what you'll notice is that the arms, when you rotate them up, they actually fit in under the shoulders, so you can just work them in to their proper position, which again helps to lock everything into place. So just check both sides and see, yeah, and if you hit the cab the wrong way, it'll it'll pop into place. So I'm not as impressed with Pipes transformation as I was with Huffer. Huffer, everything locked in really, really well. Pipes seems kind of finicky. There we go. The pipe transformation for the arms is kind of neat, though. So you'll actually sort of break the top of the pipe away, bend it 90 degrees so that you can rotate the wrist back like that. Do the same thing on the other side, like that. And just keep an eye on those arms. They do have a tendency to wiggle out while you're doing the transformation. Got the arms. Legs are the same thing. You want to separate the legs away, and the wheels on the back are the same as well. Just flip up the back of the leg, flip the wheel underneath, tuck it away. Come on, you. Same thing on the other side. And there we go. Articulation is exactly the same. Oh, I did forget to mention there is a thigh rotation. And no, just a thigh rotation on the figure as well. But the articulation is the same. Like even with Pipes, sorry, I thought he did have a double elbow bend. He doesn't because of the way that they've designed the pipes for the arms. So he's only got a 90 degree at the elbow. And I'm pretty sure he had double. Yeah, it's a double bend at the knee. Everything else is exactly the same as Huffer. Really cool head sculpt, right? So they've got blue solid faceplate, right, with the red chrome eyes, silver face, right, and the neat helmet head. Again, some neat details going on in the chest, right? Just some line details, just to break up the chest a bit. Not much else to say about them. Really good paint applications, though. Like the blue, the dark blue is really, really nice. There's a little bit of a silver accent above the head there as part of the cab. Arms are completely painted. They're all silver, same as Huffers or Balins, whatever you want to call them. There is some exposed plastic here that's not painted in the elbows. That's a little distracting, but it's not a big deal. And there it is. That's the two of them right there. So then we'll just get into some interesting stuff. And again, you guys can leave comments down below if you want to help me out. So it does come with this bag of accessories, which I've already cut open, and same with most Legend scale figures, right? There's an extra set of hands for different positions and stuff. I'll go over the weapons real quick. So there's a really basic pistol in here for Huffer, right? I mean, he didn't have anything special for a weapon in the cartoon. It was pretty basic. It kind of looks like his arms, right? They're basic.
Like, I'm feeling so basic.
It's painted silver, so that's a nice touch. Pipes gun is a little more interesting. There's a lot more detail in this. If I can get it to focus. There we go. A lot more detail in this, and it is painted gray. Sorry, guys. It is... There we go. There's some sights at the back and the front. There's a widened barrel, square base at the back, and some other details. Looks like it might be readouts or bullet ejection chamber, right? Whatever. But it's a very, very nice looking. Like I said, it is painted. It's like a semi-gloss gray. And then the interesting part gets into, so there's 3 extra sets of hands right here. Just go over the reason why I say it's interesting is because of the way that they design the arms for Pipes, you can't remove his hands. They're part of the hinge mechanism that allows you to rotate the pipe forward to tuck the hands at 90 degrees to hide it away in the cab when you do the transformation. So, I guess this is an extra set of hands for Huffer that doesn't have the pipe attachment at the top, right? So it's just fists without that like fist guard on top of it, or brass knuckles, or whatever you want to call it. But they're not an accessory for pipes, so you can't use them for pipes. And then there's a set of, like, they look like hands except they're not. Like, it looks like it's just the pipes, right? Like the top of Huffer's pipes. So you could replace the hands with the pipes as part of the transformation. I guess if you wanted a more, less handy look. I don't know what word I'm looking for there, but anyway, so those belong to him as well. And then again, that means that these open hand ones are also for Huffer and not for pipes, because again, you can't remove the hands from pipes. So all of these hand accessories are only for Huffer. And by the way, these are articulated at the wrist, right? So it's a peg, but it does bend at the peg, so you can move the hand around to some degree. But these are all fixed fingers, just like any Newage stuff. So all of this stuff belongs to Huffer, which means pipes, unfortunately, only gets the gun and no additional hands or any other accessories or anything like that. But there it is. Anyway, that's about it, guys. I don't think I've got anything else I need to talk about these guys. Very, very good, very cool looking mini-bot renditions from Newage. Again, the paint applications are just absolutely outstanding. Not like there's very few areas on these figures that are painted. The face sculpts are fantastic. They're exactly like what you'd remember out of the cartoon. And if you add these things to your collection and put them on the shelf, you're going to be super happy with it. There's no going wrong with this set, right? You get somebody from the season one and season 2, and then you get somebody from season 3, season 4. That you can add to your collection and add in your shelf. And these guys are definitely going up on my shelf very, very soon. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you very much. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please hit that like button down below. It sure does help out a lot. Don't forget to check the description as well for all the links to all my social media platforms so you can keep up with me. And of course, I've also got a link in the description on ways that you can support the channel, including using my code Rusty on the ShowZStore.com website. That's it. Once again, I am the Rusty Mechanic, and we'll see you next time.